Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, animals and aliens, and to anyone who's watching this video right now, this is a very monumental day in the Wait for the Fame story. For all of 2023, all I kept saying is before this year is over, I need to buy an AZ1. That ultimately did not happen. I ended up getting the Cappuccino from JDM Hawaii. We shipped it to California, drove it all the way back. I've owned it since November, and it's really changed my perspective on this car. I always felt like the AZ1 was the ultimate K car. If you own this, you own the best one. There's nothing that even comes close to it. Look at the doors. But after owning the Cappuccino, if I'm being honest, in my personal opinion, this whole video is my opinion because I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, this car behind me right now, well, in front of me, very overrated. Doesn't mean it's a bad K car. Doesn't mean that I want one. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't trade my Cappuccino for it. It just means that for $15,000, $16,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, it's not worth it. And before the comments say anything, yes, I understand it has gold wing doors. Yes, I understand if I went to a car meet, that'd be one of the coolest cars there. Yes, I understand when I pick up one of my friends or you take someone on a date and you have to open the doors like this. It's a very, very huge flex. But if the doors are the best thing about this car, and this is what really makes it special in comparison to the beaten Cappuccino, for half the cost of an AZ1 and twice as much car, you can get a Toyota Sera. And if you don't want a Toyota Sera and K cars are your thing, I think you should get a Cappuccino. In my opinion, the Cappuccino is so much better. Like, it's not even close to me. It's not even close. I think the Cappuccino is 1,000 times better than the AZ1. And before I tell you why it's better, let me show you all the quote-unquote good things about the AZ1. So first and foremost, the doors, right? I think the doors are what really separates it from everyone else. I think that's why people love this car so much. But if we're being honest, the doors are only cool if you're going 5 miles per hour, you're in like a parking lot like this, you just want to flex, or if you're at a car meet and you want to keep your doors open, and again, really just to flex, or if you have a passenger coming in and out. But besides that, it's a super inconvenience. For example, getting in and out isn't the best, and I'm not a tall or big guy. On top of that, the windows only open this much. Yes, you're seeing that correctly. That much. It's not even as wide as my hand. Let's say you need to adjust this mirror. You put your window down, but guess what? You can't really reach. You have to really try to get over there just to adjust it. On top of that, while I was driving here, I realized driving right-hand drive cars in a left-hand drive world, pretty annoying. It's extra annoying when you're going through drive-thrus, through parking garages and things like that. And I realized if you're going through a parking garage and you're not centered where the button is, you essentially have to get out from this side and go all the way around. In a normal right-hand drive car, you could just put the window all the way down, and my mirror walk-through was able to open it like this, and I can just reach over, and it's not that big of an inconvenience. Not to mention, if your AC doesn't work, thank God this one blows ice cold. This is how much air you get, and it doesn't even go to you. Look where my shoulder is. You think I'm getting any of this air? It's going behind me. It's warming up and cooling off my book bag and spare tire. You would think if you're gonna pay 20 G's, your window at least goes down. I really wish I had my Cappuccino right here so I can tell you everything I love about it. But now let's compare that to the Cappuccino. When it comes to the Cappuccino, you can drop the top. You can have the yitties out. You can drive with the top down. It isn't just a slow parking flex. You can flex and drive here all day with your top down. Or you can have the T-tops, or you can ride with the Roadster. You have 3 configurable options with the Cappuccino in comparison to windows that open this big. Here's what we're looking like storage wise. As someone that owns 7 Miatas, it's really not that serious, but if we're gonna compare the 2 cars and this one is gonna be so expensive, you would think that you at least have a glove box. No glove box, nothing here. On the Cappuccino, you have a little storage cubby there. And of course, you have a glove box like 99% of other cars. So you don't get that, but at least in the Cappuccino, you know, you get a trunk, you get to put your tops in the back, super cool. Over here, nothing. From my understanding, it's much more difficult to work on this car in comparison to the AZ1. You can kind of see, I guess a lot of things are in front of you, but to change the spark plugs, for example, doesn't look that easy. So yeah, working on this thing, again, not easier than the Cap. At least you get a frunk though, right? There's definitely some storage in here. I guess you could put a book bag in here. I did the same thing in my Beat. So this is also a big flex if I'm being honest. It felt pretty cool when I was picking people up and I told them to put their stuff in the front of the car. So I guess this is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. The Cappuccino doesn't have anything on that. A frunk, extra style points. Also, this one is actually a Suzuki Cara. I know I keep saying AZ1. It's just easier to say AZ1 than Suzuki Cara. So this is limited to 502 models, I believe. And the Caras are the models that come with fog lights. I actually love that this has yellow fog lights, along with the T37. This is a very good looking car, by the way. Like I said, I would trade my Cappuccino 1,000 out of 1,000 times for this car. But would I trade my Cappuccino plus $4,000 for this? Absolutely not. Trade for trade, of course. I think this car is worth, David wants to sell for $17,000. I think it's worth even more. If he dropped this off to Teggy, get it nice and clean like he did my Daihatsu Mirror walkthrough, clean up the wheels, add some nice speakers back there because those are a little shot, this car can easily go for 20 plus. Now, if I saw a Cappuccino selling for 20 plus, I would think that guy's smoking. I think the max the Cappuccino could be is like 15. I mean, if it has 4 miles, I guess, but I'm talking for normal cars that people actually drive. I think these start around 16 plus, and Cappuccinos start around like 10 plus. So in my opinion, I would get a Cappuccino for $10,000 and put $5,000 into it before I buy a $15,000 AZ1. So getting in and out of this car is very similar to my Cappuccino when I first got it. It's kind of giving me PTSD. You kind of have to do something like this and like drop yourself in, and the pedals are actually very close together. I'll show you guys once I start driving it, but it's just not ideal. Like to get out, maybe I haven't had an AZ1 long enough, but how do you get, what is the best way to get out? I'm very curious. Like, is it this? Like you use this and you go like that? Because even then, I don't want to do that every single day. Before we start driving this thing though, let me do a 360 because I do think this is a very good looking vehicle and I want to own one day. I just think the prices they're going for right now make no sense. No K car should be $20,000 plus. Like the whole thing about K cars is it being cheaper on taxes, being able to fit in any parking spot. It's not supposed to have any amenities. I'm not complaining that this doesn't have cup holders. Like I don't care about that stuff. But the windows being that size, it having essentially no trunk, I just think it doesn't justify the price when there's other cars out there, especially like the Beat, especially like the Cappuccino. I'd take a Beat over this as well. And I said this in my last video, and people like to say, oh, let's not factor in price, let's not factor in price. But a really nice Beat for $10,000 plus $5,000 cash is definitely better than an AZ1. A really nice Cappuccino for $12,000 plus $3,000 cash is still better than an AZ1. There's no way that you're that blinded by the doors. I just can't, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that everyone likes this car because of the doors. I don't want to comprehend that that's the only thing people like. Because it can't be speed and performance, because we're not going to say that this car is way faster than the Cappuccino. They're probably exactly the same. Maybe one is a little faster. But what we can say is the Cappuccino is definitely a better daily. You can drop the top. It has a trunk. It has an actual engine bay where you can work on the car. I think parts are even easier to find because these are so limited. So you combine all those factors and it's like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I would like to add though, this cluster is 1,000% better than the Cappuccino. The only thing it's missing is a turbo light. I don't like that this one doesn't have a turbo light, but I love that the RPM is so huge in front of your face. But let's start this one up. Fires right up. AC blows ice cold, like I said. 5-speed. I believe this is literally the same exact shifter that's in a Cappuccino. Let's close the door. So I'm gonna try not to have the AC on the entire time because I don't want it to kill the audio. And anything wheeling, I know you're most likely watching this video and commenting that I'm crazy and AZ1s are amazing and they're better than the Cap and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just being honest. Well, I'm giving you my opinion. I shouldn't say I'm being honest, but my opinion is genuine. I'm not trying to break the AZ1 market, although that'd be crazy. But I don't think I have enough pull to make one YouTube video and now all AZ1s are not worth it. But now, the car is sick, bro. Drives really good. It's stock. It's not faster than my Cappuccino, but my Cappuccino has a lot of aftermarket mods. But it feels really good, and I absolutely love that the engine note is behind me. And it has like a subtle little blow valve to it, which is pretty cool. So me and David are actually going to Japan next week. If this car doesn't sell while we're gone, I actually really look forward to having it at my house. Maybe my Cappuccino will be sold by then, but I would love to like drive it more and maybe my opinion would change. I don't know. I've driven a lot of K cars. I've owned a lot of K cars, and for me, money is such an important factor that I think this car is amazing. I think it's worth $17,000, 100%. If you want an AZ1 and you want to flex, it's like, bro, it's worth it. It's like buying a $200,000 V-Spec GTR. You know what I mean? Like, to me, this is like the GTR V-Spec Nerd 2 edition of K cars. Like, it's very expensive. But if you have it, it's like, whoa. You see a lot of Cappuccinos. You don't really see too many AZ1s. Let me give you a second gear acceleration test though. For some reason, it has to be the placebo effect of having the engine behind you, but no, like no, it doesn't feel faster than my Cappuccino, but it feels cooler. Like hearing it behind you feels so much cooler. We're going 120 right now, kilometers. The car's taking it great, like no problems at all. I could even go faster, I'm really chilling. It's a cool car. It's a very, very cool car. A lot of miles per gallon. You get a lot of miles per gallon in this. I could only imagine it with a blow valve, with an exhaust, with an intake. The seats are pretty comfortable too. I always said that this wasn't as comfortable as a Cappuccino, but I don't have a passenger with me, but I feel like driver-wise, just driver's seat-wise, I'm more comfortable than the Cappuccino for sure. I'm not that tall, like I said, like, you know, I'm good. I think the seat is super comfortable in comparison to a Cappuccino. I think my leg isn't jammed into the door card like the Cappuccino, so I have to say that. I'm not sure what it's like with a passenger, but alone right now, feels good. I'm not sure if it's because I have Crocs on, but look how close this pedal is. I feel like the pedals are a little too close to each other, and it could be because I have Crocs on, but like, my foot is essentially on the brake when I'm on the clutch. Like, it's a little too close for comfort if you ask me. So we're currently on the highway, 5th gear, at cruising speed, 4,000 on the RPM. Feels good to drive a car with some actual power, unlike my Daihatsu Mirror walkthrough that would be screaming right now. But for stock suspension, stock seats, stock brakes, the car feels good. Very go-karty like most K cars. T37s definitely probably help. I think they have brand new tires on there. Brakes and everything feel good. Clutch feels good. Car sounds healthy, sounds good. Who knows? Maybe I'll even end up buying this one. This video has been about me saying how it's overrated, but if I could maybe swindle David away, I'll sell the Cappuccino, give him whatever money I make from that, plus some extra cash, and maybe this will be the completion. I've had the Beat, I've had the Cappuccino. The only thing missing is the AZ1, and I'll get a Cara, which is even rarer, so that'd be cool. We'll see what happens with that. We'll take these wheels off though and put 3 spokes, but car drive's great. Like, I really like it. Whoever buys this car is getting a very cool vehicle. I just feel like if you just want a K sports car, there's some other options. There's even hatchback options out there. I'm not even bringing up those. I'm strictly staying with the ABC cars, but you can get an Alto, Subaru Vivio, the TRXX Mira, but I don't really want to talk too much about hatchbacks. I kind of want to stick to like the 2-seater sports cars. This is a very cool car. This is the ultimate car. It doesn't have to be the most practical. It doesn't have to make sense. If you got 20 G's, maybe I just need to step my money up. Maybe that's what it is. I'm looking at it from a broke perspective. Maybe I gotta, like, you know what? If you got it, you got it. And that's how I feel the AZ1 really is. I think it's for the people who got it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I'm at a financial place where buying a $20,000 K car makes sense to me. I don't think that makes sense. But I gotta step my money up. When I get to 100K subscribers, maybe I own 3 AZ1s, you know? So I just got off the highway. I figured this was a perfect time to add something to this video. So I know I keep saying that the AZ1 isn't worth it because it's very expensive, but let me tell you guys something right now. I am into the next mirror walkthrough I have, almost $11,000. $11,000 imported from Japan. Not even like after I put the tri-spokes, after getting it detailed by Teggy, after doing any maintenance we need to do. I'm into it almost $11,000. I think most people watching this video would be like, hold on, $11,000, my cost, meaning I need to sell it for, you know, in a perfect world, I don't know, 15, you know, 13, 14, that's my cost. And that's a lot of money. But the way that I'm justifying that purchase is I'm going to use it for pop-up shops. I'm going to sell merch out the back. I'm going to use it as like the ultimate Wait for the Fame promo mobile. We're going to slap Wait for the Fame on the side. There's going to be QR codes. I'm going to potentially rent it out to people. Let's say they have like a donut company or like a coffee stand. They get to use my walkthrough. So I'm going to use it to bring money back to me. I don't know if I can really do that with an AZ1, but I just wanted to put that out there that I also make irresponsible purchases and purchasing mirror walkthrough for $11,000. That's ridiculous. But let's do one last 360. The shade is out. Let's flex the doors real quick. And in conclusion, let me know how you feel about this car. Very curious to see what the comments are gonna say. I'm happy that I finally got to drive it. I'm happy that I could really tell you my honest opinion. I'm not just saying this like I said. I wanna know, is this car worth it? If you got it, you got it, I guess. Mendy Import just got here with the Suzuki K also, but I don't think it's worth it. Maybe it's a broke mindset. I also don't think it's worth it to fly first class for the most part. We all get there at the same time, but that's a broke mentality, for being honest. It's a whole different experience. It's different amenities, you know what I mean? But I'll stop chopping it up. Let's walk over here and look at the Suzuki K before we end this video. I got the camera on, just so you know.
Oh, it's to record the fact
just
that...
now.
But to record the fact that it's horrible getting in and out of it?
No, I just want to... I think it's just great to get your opinion on it.
Alright, well...
Because you said this is supposed to be your forever K, so...
after the POW, I don't think there's such thing as a forever K.
Wow. The POW
Tell me I'm
sick,
wrong.
Bro. I can't wait to make a video on that drive.
Tell me I'm wrong, bro. Like, this is kind of annoying, the fact that you have a passenger, you can't...
That's a little blowout.
Whoa, no
stop
way.
It. We're not doing that.
No, what do you mean? You got to drive it. I didn't get to drive it.
I know, but don't act like that. Like, come on.
Bro, I just got thrown in the back of my seat.
I should have told you that I made a video of crap on it, because now you're going to actually exaggerate. Another flaw on this car. This is the passenger footwell right here.
How many necks did you break is the other question.
Just as much as the Cappuccino.
Not more?
Nah, because the doors aren't up. Only when the doors are up, this thing breaks more necks. It's cool, it drives good, brakes are good, clutch is good, feels powerful.
Well, you know, it's a little on the higher kilometer side, but...
Oh, it's not. What is it?
119.
That's like
I know.
70,000
What I'm
miles.
saying, like it's, for us, it's 70,000 miles. A big complaint right here is this needs to go, so we got to cut this out. And
what?
This, for my leg and the clutch.
Oh, I didn't even feel that. But the pedals are too close to each other, right?
Yeah, way too close.
I didn't know if it's because I had Crocs on, but...
I mean, your Crocs are definitely, like...
Yeah, make it worse.
Way too big, you know?
Yeah. You're also a little taller guy, too.
Did you turn on the lights and all that? This is cool. That I like how simple. Yeah, I love how simple it is.
It has Bluetooth.
It's like wicked nice. But I do like the simplicity of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, it's a really cool car. I just don't know if it's like 20 G's cool. You know?
Definitely need a smaller steering wheel for my big legs.
Yeah. You're losing horsepower right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's
bro.
like turbo mode right there.
You can't have the AC on.
Watch your hand. Oh wow, that mirror's too far in. This is like, this would get old quickly.
What it really comes down to is a $12,000 Cappuccino plus 5 Gs or this. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say don't buy an EZ1.
Oh shit, that's a cop.
Where?
The biggest thing for me is I don't like that we can't adjust the rear of the seats. It's like you are just the seat.
Oh, it only slides?
Yeah, it only slides.
I didn't even look into that.
Actually, the driver's side. I think the passenger side tilts. Maybe not.
No, I think it just slides off.
There you go.
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
Yeah, like, I mean, you could definitely get that with a Sera, but...
I mean, you could also have the whole top down in a Cappuccino.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, space-wise, like, I don't know if the camera picks this up, but like, I see more of this than I do of like I have to kind of slouch down to see the...
You know what's super annoying too that I brought up? Oh, there's a Miata over there. You know, like just driving, getting like parking tickets and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, look at the window.
I know.
So you'd have to like either
open
go completely around or go, but sometimes you can't even open the door because they're too close.
love that.
Yeah. I gotta buy this. I said in my video too. If no one buys it by the time we come back, I'll just sell my cappuccino and
yeah, whip this around.
Buy this for you.
Make all the dreams come true.
It'll complete my trifecta.
You need the ABCs. There's no doubt about it.
I got the BC right now.
Yeah. It's funny how everybody, if you think about it, everybody either starts with the B or the C. They never start with the A because it's not like...
It's not as expensive.
Yeah. It's well, it's
and
also...
if you start with the A, you don't get the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know many people who like do that.
Flex.
So I'm currently editing this video right now, not even 24 hours later, and guess what? David just called me to let me know that the AZ1 is sold. And it's going to none other than Anything Wheels homie, who is the biggest AZ1 Suzuki Cara fanboy ever. But I win this video here. Congrats to the purchase. More caves on the East Coast is always a good thing. And I catch you guys on the next one. We'll be in Japan very soon.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.